blunt heads, blunt universe, blunt world. I'm your host with the most, here to brag, boast, celebrate, toast, saying, you know, we came here to smoke. I'm Tay the Loose Cannon Adams. You like this video and you like other videos, hit that like and subscribe button to the Very Blunt Sports Podcast YouTube channel, along with the official Nubian Blaze YouTube channel. Real quick shout out to Joshi Entertainment Vision. He got a lot of stuff coming y'all way. Make sure y'all look him up, like and subscribe to everything that he do. We just gonna jump right into it. We got a lot of basketball news. This show is strictly, basketball. So now we just here to let y'all know, light it up. The blunt is in session. Let's see what we came to smoke on. So put it on up in the air now. Moran of the Memphis Grizzlies. He got the NBA Most Improved Player award. A lot of people felt like, even though it was a good award and I knew he was going to win that, but a lot of people felt that he should have been nominated or at least considered or talked about in that MVP race. But it's still a good award to have. He on his way, so definitely big ups to him and big ups to Miami Heat, Tyler Hero. He got the Sixth Man of the Year award. People need to start putting some respect on Miami's name because they serious this year. And speaking of that, we just gonna dive right into it. Like I said, we in the 75th year, the 75th anniversary of the NBA, so we got a lot of stuff to cover. Like I said, these NBA playoffs looking real good to me, looking like a real dogfight. It ain't looking all easy and predictable. It might even look like the end of the super team era might be over because all of these real grass-rooted, started from the bottom, hard-nosed teams, they getting and clicking together. It's about the chemistry, and the camaraderie and the teamwork that all goes into it. So basically on the east side of things, we got the Heat up on the 76ers 2-0. Now, the thing about this series, it just show you the importance of Joel Embiid and what he mean to the heartbeat of that team. He is the aggression. That's the big man, even though they got fear to beard James Harden. But let's be honest, James Harden ain't been the same James Harden in a long time. I ain't saying we seen a decline of his career, but he need to have a rebirth or reborn something. He need to come to it. He just needs to be back to him. But like I said, that team ain't built around him, though. Was he a good piece for Joel Embiid? Absolutely. Ain't gonna lie about that. But from the beginning, from when he got drafted all the way up to now, it's always been trust the process. And while the process ain't on the floor, hopefully Philly don't get swept. Hopefully they, stick around and fight for a little bit more. But how it's looking right now, Miami came to play. Miami is serious. They want some respect on their name. People act like they wasn't in the finals 2 years ago, even though people call that the bubble finals. But it was a few years ago. And ever since then, and even a little bit before then, they've been on the rise. And they trying to show people and been showing people that they serious. So stop sleeping on Miami. The Heat came to play. The Bucks and the Celtics series is tied up 1-1 right now. Boston, another team that wants some respect on their name. I was one of the people that thought that, now that Brooklyn got Kyrie back, or they had Kyrie back on a more permanent basis, I thought that they was going to win the series. I ain't going to say that they was going to blow Boston out or even swept them, but Brooklyn turned around and they wound up getting swept. They ain't even win that one game. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus Boston was the number 2 seed in the East. They wasn't a play-in team. They want some respect on their name. They showing that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they're a duo on the rise, or been on the rise, however you want to word it, however you want to put it, but they those dudes. And I honestly believe whoever win this series out of Milwaukee and Boston, they go into the NBA Finals. They're going to represent the East. I like Giannis and the Bucks and everything that they've been doing without Chris Middleton. Giannis is probably arguably, best player in the Eastern Conference right now. Tell me what y'all think. Is he the best? Is he the second best? Is he even top 5 in the East? Well, of course he got to be top 5 in the East. That's just what it is. West side of things, got the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. The Suns is up 2-0 on that series. I was telling somebody the other day, Luka is going to get his. Luka is a good player, soon to be great player, probably future Hall of Famer. But if the other team ain't helping them, assisting them, and getting buckets and doing all of the other stuff, Chris Paul and the Suns and Devin Booker, shout-outs, they definitely going to tear them apart. They got too many weapons that's willing to step up and do what needs to be done. Whereas how it's looking right now, Dallas ain't looking like that. Dallas got to know and understand that the Phoenix Suns ain't the Utah Jazz, and that's just that. Now, we got the Warriors and the Grizzlies on the side of things. Their series is tied 1-1 right now. I mean, Moran, he's showing why in the future down the line, the league is going to be his, or he's going to be one of the people that's in the forefront of one of the faces of the league, because what he's been doing in these whole playoff series right now is just crazy. It's unbelievable. He's stamping and showing why he belongs in the NBA and what he's about. But you also got to understand that the Golden State Warriors, they trying to get back to that championship team form. They've been without Klay Thompson for about 2 years. They made a play-in tournament. I mean, well, they was playing to try to get into the playoffs, and they wasn't in the playoffs, I think, a year before that, but now they got their full team back with their big three with Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson back. They want to show that we hope y'all ain't forget about us. You know what I'm saying? Because Klay Thompson and Steph Curry probably, and I'm going to just say, I ain't going to say probably, they is the best shooting backcourt that I ever seen, and probably in the history of NBA. Let me know if y'all agree or not, but I like these NBA series, these playoff series, been nothing but hard-nosed, aggressive basketball, not dirty, even though it's been, some flagrant fouls and some situations that's been going on, but it's good for the game. It keeps it interesting, it keeps it physical. In the beginning, everybody thought that the main East and West thing was going to be the Nets and the Lakers, two of the super teams that ain't even in it right now. One got swept, and the other one didn't even make the playoffs. We're going to get into a lot more of that down the line on the decline of the Nets and the decline of the Lakers and what's going on with them and what type of changes going to have to be made in order for them to get back to the form that they want to get back to. Oh, real quick, dunk of the playoffs. Who had it? Was it Moran over the Minnesota Timberwolves? Was it GP2? That's Gary Payton II, the Hall of Famer and top 75. He's the son of that Gary Payton. Was it him on the Memphis Grizzlies, or was it Andrew Wiggins on the Memphis Grizzlies? You know what I'm saying? Who y'all think got baptized in the lake of Dunkawana? Let me know. What was your favorite dunk of the playoffs? Let me know what was your favorite dunk of the whole season. Like I said, it's the 75th anniversary, and they've been doing it real big. And they've been doing it real big for the whole year. It's been something historic going on every year, from LeBron being number 2 all-time scoring to Steph Curry basically shooting and stamping his place as the 3 god. Let me know what happened. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what y'all think. Comment below. Now, Slam Magazine, as you see, one of my favorite covers of Slam is the AI Soul on Ice throwback cover. Now, they've been representing the sport of basketball since '94. They've been in publication since then, and they always show love to high school sports. Basketball, high school basketball, college basketball, and the pros, and keeping us informed on some of the best street ballers that ever did it, from the Rucker Park days, all the way to the And1 days, all around. They've been representing the culture of what basketball is. They done put together a lot of classic issues, from the one that I'm wearing right now to a lot of ones with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, Shaq, and Kevin Garnett and Stephon Marbury when they was with the Minnesota Timberwolves. They done had a lot of classic, iconic covers the 1996, draft class cover, even though that cover didn't have AI on it, but it had Kobe, Steve Nash, Antoine Walker, Ray Allen, and everybody else that was basically drafted in that class. So basically, they done earned the respect of the sports world and the basketball world. It was one of the magazines that I had to have. It was Slam, The Source, Double XL, Vibe, maybe Sports Illustrated, depending on who was on the cover, but those are the magazines that I always read. So I always respected Slam's opinion, and whenever they would do a list, some people argued and debated about it, some people agreed about it, but all in all, what I'm saying is they came out with two lists. Since it's the 75th year of the NBA, they came out with two lists: the 75 best teams and the 75 best players of all time. NBA did the same thing. They had a 75, greatest of all time. What they really did was add 25 people on to when the anniversary was in 96. That was the 50th year anniversary. So they just added 25 people on to that. A lot of people debate about it, who was on it, who wasn't on it, why this person should have been on it, why this person shouldn't have been on it. It's just all opinion. A lot of people will agree with some people. Some people is there giveaways that should be on it. But they made a list of the 75 teams and the 75 greatest players, like I said. So we're going to get into the teams first. Now, spoiler alert, these top 10 teams, all of them won the NBA championship. Now, when I was telling people that I was going to do this list, where I was going to basically report how they did the list, they asked me, where's the Golden State Warriors, the 2015-2016 team that went 73-9? They ain't even on the top 10, and they don't belong on the top 10. Sorry, Warriors fans, even though they got the best record in the NBA all time overall with 73-9, but the main thing about it is that sets them apart from the teams that's in the top 10 is they didn't win. They didn't win the championship. Almost don't count. Close but no cigar. You got there, but you didn't get it all. You had the Cleveland Cavaliers down 3-1, and they came back. And they won the championship that year. Where the Cleveland Cavaliers at on that list? Oh, the Golden State Warriors, they ranked number 21, but the Cleveland Cavaliers team that beat them ranked number 20 with a 57-25 record, and they won. They beat y'all. Do that team deserve to be in the top 10? No. Top 15? Maybe. But I'm satisfied with them being at 20, and that's just where it's at. So now we're going to go into the list. 2012-2013 Miami Heat, 66-16. Number 9, LA Lakers, 2000-2001 team, 56-26. Number 8, Philly, 76ers, that 1982-83 team. First off, let me go back. Number 10 to the Miami Heat. That was the big three. That was LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. That Laker team, 2000s, if you know, that was Shaq and Kobe. A couple other people. I'm just naming some of the more high-profile, players that was on that team, more of the stars that, a lot more people would know. Like I said, Philly, the 76ers, 82-83 team, 65-17, had Maurice Cheeks, Moses Malone, and Dr. J. The 90-91 Chicago Bulls, 61-21, Mike and Scotty, Horace Grant, B.J. Armstrong. Number 6, LA Lakers, 86-87 team. That was 65-17. Had Magic, Kareem, James Worthy, Good team. Number 5, Milwaukee Bucks, 1970 to 71 team, 66 record, 66 wins, 16, excuse me. That had Lou Alcindor / Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson, the original triple-double. That number 4 team, Boston Celtics, 85-86, 67 and 15. Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, some good players on that squad. Number 3, LA Lakers, 71-72, 69 and 13. They had Wilt Stilt, that's Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, Good team, Elgin Baylor. Number 2, Golden State Warriors team, 2016-2017, 67 and 15. That had KD, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala. It's a good team. Number 1, Chicago Bulls, 95-96, 72 and 10. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Steve Kerr, Dennis Rodman. That was the first title that led into another three-peat. What y'all think of these teams? Do these teams deserve to be on there? Do y'all think Slam got them right? All of these teams, NBA championship teams. Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all want to know what 11 through 20 was? I could do a whole another episode on 11 through 20 if y'all want to know the top 20 teams that Slam Magazine ranked. Let me know what y'all think. I need y'all comments. I need y'all opinion. Let me know. Now we're going to go straight into the top 10 players. Good list. I like this list. Even though one of my personal favorites, I felt, AI should have been in the top 10, Allen Iverson, but that's just my own personal, biasness that I'm rocking with. But he was ranked number 25, and these are just some of his stats. 1-time MVP, 11-time NBA All-Star, and he's in the Hall of Fame, and he's ranked top 75 player all-time on the NBA list and on the Slam Magazine list. He's known as the answer, Mr. Crossover, but I like to call him the culture, the icon, the influencer, all of those good names he definitely deserved. Another player a lot of people asked me about was, where was Steph Curry ranked? Steph Curry was ranked number 14. Which ain't a bad ranking. He's a 3-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA MVP, 8-time NBA All-Star, and he's the 3 God. He made the most three-pointers ever made in the NBA history. I don't see him slowing down. Maybe years and years down the line, somebody might be able to catch his record, but at the race and the pace that he going, I don't think ain't nobody catching up to him, so definitely big ups to them. Before we go into this top 10 list, here's a little list of NBA players that made the Slam Magazine top 75, but they didn't make the NBA top 75. Chris Bosh, Pau Gasol, Tracy McGrady, Tony Parker, Chris Webber, Klay Thompson, Manu Ginobili, Vince Carter, and Kyrie Irving. Now, out of those players, who y'all think got snubbed the most? Now, these players made Slam 75, but they didn't make the NBA's 75. What y'all think about that? Now, NBA players that didn't make Slam or NBA top 75, these are some of the main players that a lot of people, somewhat complained about and had a little problem with. Dikembe Mutombo, Dwight Howard, and Grant Hill. Y'all think they should have been at least on the Slam Magazine list? If they didn't make the NBA 75 list, should they have made the Slam Magazine list? Let me know what y'all think. Now, before we get into that, this is what Kyrie Irving had to say about the snub. He said, I feel like I represent the mastery of basketball. I feel like I deserve to be on that top 75 list. And simply because I'm part of a revolution of this game. No lies detected. Kyrie is what Stephen A. Smith called box office. He got the accolades and the awards and the championship ring to prove his case. Everybody keep calling him one of the most skilled players that has ever played in the NBA. So if he one of the most skilled players ever in the NBA, how come he ain't on the NBA top 75 list when he makes a point that he should be on that list? He didn't come flat out and say it, but I'm going to come flat out and say he made the list. He should have been on the list over a lot of people that ain't got rings, all-star game MVPs, or even Olympic gold medals. Y'all could go through and decipher what I'm trying to say and look up the stats and compare them to whoever, but this man should be on the top 75. It's a flat-out robbery. Even LeBron James said it's a damn shame that this man ain't on the list. So hopefully 25 years from now, when they make the 100 list, hopefully they go back and correct some of their mistakes. Hopefully one be with Kyrie Irving, just like how they did basically this year on the 75 list by having Dominique Wilkins, finally putting Dominique Wilkins on the list when he should have been on the list in 96 when they had the 50th anniversary. Excuse me. I would tell y'all what I'm drinking, but they ain't paying me for advertisement, so fuck them. But what y'all feel about that? Is Kyrie right? I think he right. He should be on the NBA top 75. That's just how I feel. Now, going into this, I know y'all waiting for this top 10 list, but doing this by the numbers real quick, something that I put together. It's called Top 10 by the Numbers. 7 of these top 10 players have been Rookie of the Year. 5 of these players stay with one team. Only one current player is on this list. Only one player on this list been a Defensive Player of the Year. And we got 9 All-Star Game MVPs. And just to add something on there, one more stat by the number. Only one white guy is on this list, and we're about to go into him right now. Larry Legend, the Hick from French Lick. Number 10, Larry Bird, played from 1979 to 92. 3-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 3-time NBA MVP, 12-time NBA All-Star, and he's a Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Famer, excuse me. Spoiler alert, most of these guys got NBA championships on this list. All of them do, basically. So, but we still gonna read off their stats because they deserve their accolades, they mention, and they deserve their flowers. Like I said, that's number 10, Larry Bird. Number 9, Tim Duncan, played from 97 to 2016. 5-time NBA champion, 3 times final MVP, 2-time NBA MVP winner, 15-time NBA All-Star. And of course, he a Hall of Famer. The big fundamental, one of the best, if not the best, power forward ever. Number 8, Wilt Chamberlain, Wilt the Stilt, played from 59 to 73, 2-time NBA champion, 1-time Finals MVP, 4-time MVP winner, 13-time NBA All-Star. And of course, like I said, it's a Hall of Famer, all of them Hall of Famer. I'm gonna stop and pause on this real quick. I'm gonna smoke on Wilt real quick. Now, we only seen pictures of him holding up that sign that said 100 when he had scored 100 in the game. I don't believe it. I know a lot of people probably looking at me crazy, like, but he scored 100 points. We ain't got no proof other than him holding up the sign that said 100. It happened in Hershey, PA. I'm from Erie, PA. Matter of fact, Erie, PA, 814, stand up. Check out all of us. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to everybody that's doing their thing in the podcast and the music world. But back to Wilt. They ain't even been, at least I ain't never seen nobody come on TV and be like, oh, I was at that game when Wilt scored 100 points. Or I commentated that game when Wilt scored 100 points. Or, you know, I took the stats for that game when Wilt scored 100 points. I ain't never seen nobody come forward and say that, state those claims. We all seen when Kobe dropped 81. Everybody seen when David Robinson dropped 71, but there ain't no highlights or nothing of Wilt dropping 100 points in a game. Somebody please prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. Moving on, we got Big Shaq Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, played from 92 to 2011, 4-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, 1-time MVP, 15-time All-Star. Of course, he a Hall of Famer. Number 6, Bill Russell, 11-time NBA champion. First off, he played from 1956 to 1969, 11-time 11-time NBA champion, like I said, 5-time NBA MVP winner, 12-time All-Star, and of course he's a Hall of Famer. And the reason why he don't got a Finals MVP award is because they didn't start doing the Finals MVP till after he retired in 1969. But the Finals MVP trophy is named after him, so that, you know, says a lot about him and his playing career, and it just says a lot about him as a man, not only just as a basketball player, but he was one of the first athletes to stand up, you know, for black rights and to stand up for, you know, the social injustice that was going on, you know, with black people in the world at that time, and he still, you know, continued to do it. He was doing it at the time where nobody thought that, you know, athletes was smart or, you know, could articulate themselves in the right way. So he definitely, you know, broke down a lot of barriers, proved a lot of people wrong, just with, you know, how he carried himself. Anybody that's in the sports, not only just basketball, could learn a lot from this man, how he moves, how he carries himself, and how he still, you know, stands up and fight the good fight, you know, not just for black and brown people, but for all people. So definitely, you know, pioneer in the sport, pioneer just in life, period. So big ups to Bill Russell. Now, then got 10 through 6. Now we in the top 5 DOA. That's dead or alive. We just gonna jump right into it. Irvin Magic Johnson played from 1979 till 91. Then he came back for a year in 1996. 5-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, 3-time MVP, regular season MVP, 12-time NBA All-Star, and he's a Hall of Famer. And he's one of the people on that basketball Mount Rushmore that really changed the game, how it was played, how it was viewed, how it was marketed. And he did a lot, you know, a lot of teaching on the awareness of the HIV and AIDS virus that, you know, he wound up contracting and getting, basically being an ambassador that you can still live a healthy life, you know, with it, and still, you know, teaching you how to be precautious and to always protect yourself. But not only that, he's opened up, you know, movie theaters, you know, strictly in LA's black community to give people, you know, jobs and opportunities. So he does a lot and revolutionized a lot on the court and off the court. So shout out to you, Magic. You definitely deserve it. The late, great Kobe Bryant was cooler than being cold, ice cold. And this man definitely had ice cold, straight water, no forgiveness, veins in his body, the second coming of Mike Jordan. That's who everybody should be comparing to. That's the closest thing to his airness. But he played from 96 till 2016, 5-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 1-time MVP winner, 18-time NBA All-Star. Of course, he's a Hall of Famer. Sadly, you know, he passed a few years ago, but his name and his legacy still live on and is still honored through his sneakers, through his, you know, Mamba Academy, through, you know, the voices of the women, the UConn, and the NBA All-Star Game trophy is named after him, with Kawhi Leonard being the first one to win it. And, you know, with Steph Curry winning it this year with a whole new, you know, design. So definitely his legacy gonna always live on as long as the NBA, and as long as we got an All-Star Game and somebody gets that award, they getting the Kobe Bryant All-Star Game MVP. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, played from 69 to 89, 1969 to 1989. Gotta be technical about shit so people don't ask me, because people are dumb. But anyway, Kareem is a six-time NBA champion, two-time final MVP, six-time regular season MVP, 19-time All-Star. Of course, Hall of Famer. All of these guys are Hall of Famers. And he's still on the Mount Rushmore as far as scoring. He's still leading the pack, #1 all-time scorer in NBA's history. He still got that. LeBron nipping on his heels right now because he's placed in that #2. Can he reach it before he retires? We don't even know. Maybe he can, maybe he can't, but it's still going to be a good chase to see. And speaking of LeBron, he come in at #2. From 2003 all the way to now, he's still playing. That's the one current player I was talking about that's still in it. 4-time NBA champion, 4-time Finals MVP, 4-time regular season MVP, 7-time NBA All-Star, and of course, he's a future Hall of Famer. That's the one I made a mistake about. He's the only one that ain't in the Hall of Fame, but he is the only one in the league right now. He's the current player. Tell me what y'all think of this top 10 list. Is it accurate? Is it spot on? No, we're just going to jump right into #1. Y'all should already know who #1 is. His airness, the air up there. I want to be like Michael Jordan. Played from 84 to 93. Yeah, retired, played some baseball, made a movie, came back, had another three-peat from 95 to 98. Then he left again, got that itch, thought that he could still play the game again. So he came back and he was with the Wizards for 2 years from 01 to 2003. Now, the Wizard years wasn't good, but they wasn't bad either. He was older at that point, but he was still, willing that team to try to make them relevant, put them in the playoff position. He was still, dropping 30-plus points. He was still, doing things that Mike could do, but he just didn't have them young legs no more. But Mike is a 6-time NBA champion, 6-time Finals MVP, 5-time regular season MVP, 14-time All-Star, Hall of Famer, and I call him the GOAT, greatest of all time. That's just my opinion. He's ranked #1 as far as Slam Magazine, and when they did the All-Star game in Cleveland, they did everybody by position, center, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, point guard, and they did the shooting guards last. And last to come out was Michael Jordan. Was that a little subliminal that the NBA as an overall feels that, he's the greatest of all time, he's the greatest player ever played in the game of basketball? Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all think he's the GOAT, he should be ranked #1. If somebody else should be ranked #1, who should be on the top 10 list, who shouldn't be on the top 10 list, let me know. Now, a lot of stuff been going on in the news. Well, basically in the basketball news about T. Moran. That's Ja Morant's dad. In case y'all didn't know, a very supportive black dad. Someone who's proud of his son, proud of his accomplishments. Somebody that's been an active father, been around in their kid's life. First and foremost, before I'm Tay, Loose Cannon Adams, franchise player of the Nubian Blaze, whatever I feel like calling myself or whatever y'all want to call me, I'm Dante Adams, the father first. You know what I'm saying? Being a dad is one of the most important jobs that I got in my life, and I take that real serious. It ain't just a job, it's a title, it's a way of life. It's something that I love being, it's something that I love doing. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't be a deadbeat even if I tried. You know what I'm saying? I would never take that route. I would always want to be in my kids' lives. So when I see shit about people saying shit about T. Moran and LeVar Ball, it really do make me mad for real. Now, you can say whatever you want about LeVar Ball. Is he loud? Yeah. Is he sometimes erratic and eccentric? Yeah. But also call that man a loving and supporting father. Okay? T. Moran and LeVar Ball are supportive dads. They support their kids. They love their kids. They proud of their kids. They their kids' biggest cheerleaders and fans because they happy to see that they kids is living out their dreams and that they made it. It ain't got nothing to do with them trying to live through their kids or whatever. They supportive of their kids. They love their kids. They should be happy in the fact that their kids ain't out in the street getting into crimes and doing all other types of dumb shit that other kids is doing. Their kids is in the NBA making money, doing something positive. These black men, these black fathers ain't doing nothing wrong by showing they love and they support for their kids, by being at their games, by yelling their names, wearing their merchandise, promoting them on any platform that'll listen. Any proud and loving parent would do that when it comes to their kids. I don't care if my kids is into sports, music, dinosaurs like my son Amir is, science fiction, whatever they into, I'ma support that and I'ma be their loudest and proudest fan. So what T. Moran and LeVar Ball is doing, it ain't wrong. Maybe you should check yourself as a parent. Maybe you should ask yourself, why aren't you supporting your kids like how they support theirs? But Kendrick Perkins said this: a lot of us in the African American community grew up without a father. The fact that people have negative things to say about T. Moran and LeVar Ball is very disturbing to me. Let those African American fathers be great. Carry the hell on. Kendrick, proud of you for saying that. I'm behind you 100% for saying that. Let these black men be great. Let all fathers be great. Any active father, any father that do, any dad that's proud to be a dad, I salute you and I'm proud of you. Cheer your son or your daughter's accomplishment. If you got stepkids, they're yours. If you're around them on a regular, you're a part of their upbringing, you're a part of their molding, you're an influence in their life. They're yours. All right? That's the end of the show. The smoke is clear. The blunt is out. The session is over. If you like this video and you like other videos, continue to like, subscribe, and share. Continue to love yours. Be blunt. Session is over, and we up out of here.
I don't need a fucking cosigner to post rhymes for controversy. I'm calculated, your validation does not concern me. You created a character you can market, but I'm sharp enough to sharpen my view whenever you charge him. I can